Right then, knobheads, episode 2. Battery exhausted, she says. I'm fucking exhausted. Strap in. Here we go, episode 2. Welcome back, everyone. If you've not watched episode 1, my name's Paul. This is Milo Studios. You might be new. There's construction grade language. If you're not a fan of that, if you're a little bit of a melt, a snowflake, some might say, then off you pop. Complaints will not be entertained in the comment section, but I might rinse you on Instagram if you're a proper prick. In the last episode, we got our neck done. We got a little brown shim. It's all lovely. Who doesn't like a brown shim, especially in the pants? But today, we're going to do some other bits and bobs. I need to get this neck attached, and for that, we need to preliminarily cut a neck pocket out of there. It's not the hardest job in the world. We don't necessarily have to carve this neck. I might do that in the next episode. Today, let's get our neck pocket cut in detail so you can see how I've done that. I do that lots, right? But it is a detail that people, they want to see. And if I don't include it in a series, they will go a little bit fucking fanatical in the comments. So here's our template set. Body blank. Voila. Easy. Dave, that's not the best angle. Dave's the second cameraman, by the way. He lives on a pole. Here is that one. Now, remember, I've got a screw here that goes through the neck pocket, which you can reinstate if you want. Don't really need to. I will update my templates once I know that I've got all the measurements spanking, and I will include the Floyd rose cut out in the templates and on the reverse template. So you can buy these templates now in eBay, on the store down below, or on Etsy if you want to buy the laser files if you're on the other side of the world, because it's a bit fucking expensive, isn't it? On he goes, right? I've got the neck marked out here. It finishes in line with a humbucker. That is that, and that is that. So don't make that not the same as that, because then it won't be the same as this. Simple maths, innit? For Trevor, thick fuck. Trevor's got smelly knuckles today. Now, here's my separate Floyd Rose template, which is a bit of a pain in the ass. I've drawn it on there temporarily, but what I'll do is I'll sit it on there. We've got a centre line and we've got a scale line. 648mm from the nut to the high on a fender scale. It's nice and simple. That one goes on there because I thought about what I was going to say before I turned the cameras on, didn't I? Not that much of a fucking ring piece. That one goes on there, lovely jubbly. Now, little bit of maths. I know it's early, but let's just do a little teeny bit of maths. We're just doing a bit of checking. I've got my Wilkinson Floyd. It's pot, metal. No, the only thing pot is your belly, you fat prick. Now, moving on swiftly. I'm lining this one up with my O's, all right? Just triple checking. I've wound it up. Nice and simple. I'm just checking that the saddle on my high E, it will go further forward, but it'll be overhanging the Floyd, and that'll look ugly. So my high E is actually dead in line with that scale line. So that works lovely there, all right? Simple, innit? We can visually check that. The only time that changes, if you want to complicate your life, is you might choose to put your neck pocket further in or out, and that obviously moves everything. Or you might have sanded something, you might have fucked something up on your body, so you've had to move things because you can sand it out. Fuck it, it's custom. You can sand out cock-ups, but it might adjust things. So just think about that. Think about it while you're chewing on an orange crayon. Right, quick interlude, all right? This is a raffle series. Pisses me off saying it all the time, but it's the first one this year for Man Down, which is really the charity that are most... Oh, got terrible shorts on. I better zoom in. I've nipped down. I'm not actually... I'm digressing. Fucking keep on the point, Paul. This is for Man Down. It's massively important. And so the guitar I'm making is to be raffled. That's cool, the Limba one. But I'm going to raffle 3. There's 3 guitar prizes because everyone keeps saying that they like my prototypes. So the first one is this one, the one that everyone shit their pants about. And the reason I'm doing this one is because the electronics are really posh and is expensive. And they were donated by Dan Mincher, this ugly bastard. And he donated them for the purpose of a charity guitar. So they should go to charity. It's got some Wilkinson Easy Lock tuners. The cheapest, best tuners in the world. All right, no need for lock-in wank. It's a flamed quilted top, maple neck, skunk stripe and all that sort of stuff. Proper prototype. I'll put some covers on. Super light guitar, telly neck. It's an absolute whopper. All right. And the second one is the prototype for the Milo Strat. All right, that one is going to go in. I've put some covers on the back so it looks a little bit less ugly. I will laser mung bean prototype on here. It's got some Geico locking tuners. Geico are not very happy with me because I don't do very in-depth videos with them. So hopefully we can make something work, but we might not. Warman single coils. I actually prefer these to them. They're hotter and they're much more, they're like really traditional. But these are spanking. This thing's absolutely great. And yeah, it's a prototype that did a lot better amongst you lot than I thought it would. It's very difficult to come up with new shapes. And but it's not a Strat. Don't call it a Strat, because someone will fucking wank themselves into oblivion in pure rage. And what a way to come. Anyway, back to the video. 3 guitars. The link is below. 50% of all profits will go to Man Down. Brilliant. Let's make this a big raffle. Everyone get entered. And you've got 1 in 3 chance. And 4th and 5th prize are £100 gift vouchers from Crimson Guitars. That's them doing their bit for getting involved. So brilliant. Thanks everyone. Love you and all that bollocks. It's not bollocks. It's genuine love. There is genuine love. The brotherhood and the sisterhood of 19.6 women. Incidentally, don't unscrew them when you're fucking around at home, all right? Because you'll lose a little block and then you've got to pay £9 for a little set of replacement blocks, 5 of which I probably won't ever use. So the next step is, right, I've just got to mark where that humbucker finishes. Obviously, you don't necessarily have to use a humbucker, whatever pickup you're using, doesn't matter a fuck, but that line is important. That line, that one there. Right, we can take everything away now. Cracking, we've got to get our neck cut in. Piece of Pisces. So this is the step. Follow these steps. I'm really bored of editing this bit. So let's just do it. Let's just get it in detail and then I'm not including it for months and months. 3 bits of wood. Technical or no, right? They go there like that, allowing your neck to overhang. It'll all become clear in a minute. Now we want it supported so that that sits lovely and flush. So just use any old shit. Now you need to know the center of your neck. For that, you can use your template because you are clever. Cleverer than you look. Lovely. We've got a centre line on the body. Oof, it's all coming together nicely, innit? Now, here's a little inkling for you. We're about to sand this away. I've got a bit of overhang there. I don't want that. So I'm going to cheat. And this is the sexy thing about it. No one has to know, right? I'm going to move my neck over 0.5 mil. So I'm lovely and flush here. We can sand that in and tickle it at the end. But I'm basically fitting this neck immediately 0.5 mil off that centre line. It's more like 1/4 mil, but we won't split pubes. So off that centre line, back here, anywhere, don't matter where, nice square line to that centre line. And honestly, this bit will make life so much easier for you. Glue down your centre ruler. Put it 1/4 mil out if you want to match what you're doing up here. Think what you're doing, but it's not complicated. Don't panic. You can see that I've actually pre-figured this out, and my centre line that I've drawn on here is a little bit off the join of the body. This is a 14-inch radius. Get out your 14-inch core. Why is it a 14-inch radius? It's because Floyd Rose's are 14-inch radiuses, so I might as well match it. Could have done it 12, probably wouldn't have made much difference. In fact, it doesn't, but don't tell anyone because they'll be like, I can feel it, I'm a CNC. You're not, Trevor, you're a fucking idiot. I'd be able to feel it. Yeah, your missus can't though. It's funny when the electric cars drive past. Ooh, it's like a fucking army of milk floats. So there's my 14-inch core. Gonna stick him on there, all right, and I'm gonna get myself a clamp. And then very lightly, so I can still move this if I want. I can still give that a bit of a wiggle. That is where that's going. Me mark's on me mark, all right? It's got a bit of wiggle room. That's all we're doing. Are you still with me? Now you're gonna get your ruler out. That's why it's easier to do this before you've carved the neck. And I'm going to just equal this up. 29 3/4, 31 1/4. So I'm just going to give that a tiny wiggle. 30 1/2. 30 1/2. Bang on. Tighten him up. Once you've tightened it up, check. 30 1/2. 30 1/2. That's where my neck's going. Oof, that's exciting, isn't it? It's not that hard, is it? Check that you're still nice and flush here. I've got a bit of overhang the other way, look. I've got a bit of a lip there, so that means I can sand that in perfectly with the neck. You don't get that with a fucking fender. Sue me, you cunts.
You did it. I didn't. You did it.
Fender are rude. Don't comment about fucking lawsuits. All right, I'm so bored, so done with it. Everyone made their video and then they made another one. And then the slow people that take 3 years to make a video made a video. Yeah, Fender are being assholes. We all know. So would you if China was basically nicking all your trade because they're doing it better than you? Oh, controversial. Don't comment. I dare you. So we've got some bits of wood that I've got nice and flat. You can do that with a planer. You can do it with a joiner. You can do it with a bit of sandpaper on a flat surface. That wants to be nice and flat, so that when we stick it on there, we're going to have a lovely, lovely join. Ooh, tricky. Now, most important stage, and I mean this, bit of tape, bit of fine line tape, whatever tape you've got, to be honest. Both sides. Just going to pad it out. Now, all I'm going to do, I'm going to whip over it. That's my neck pocket. The depth doesn't matter, all right? I like to leave 15mm of wood underneath. Anything less than that feels a little bit skinny. Fender do a lot more. Some people do a bit more than that. I'm going to go 15mm. In fact, let's go 17mm, just because we can. Don't matter a fuck, all right? It's going to be fixed through. It's tough as old boots. That's a big old neck pocket. 4 big M6 bolts. So, yeah, basically, I'm going to drill this out and I'm going to router it out. And I'll see you back here. We're going to have a neck pocket that should be lovely and snug. See you in a minute. Right, back in the room, we're on the body. Here we go, the YouTube test. Can you pick it up? Oh, that is very snug. Snug enough. All right, that's fine. Could have bullshitted my way through that one, really, but we didn't. Fuck it. Honesty is the best policy, unless you're really shit and then lie your fucking way through life. So we've got our neck on. That all looks a little bit high at the minute. That's fine, Dave. You're a prick. Not you, Dave. Not you. That one there is a little bit high. That's because we are going to adjust this. All right, we've got to cut that down. Look what all that silicone tubing and acetone did to my wood. Wouldn't wrap it around anything else. Sexy parts trays. They are very expensive to get manufactured, but they are available now. So the next stage is, quite simply, you can do this a few different ways. I'm going to carve this neck now and get it to fit. Shall I carve the neck and get it to fit? Spit it out, Paul, you fucking piece. I'm aiming to get a hell of a lot done today. I want this guitar functioning. I want it working by the end of the day. That's a big ask, but she's a basic bitch, and I don't really see why I can't do that. So I'm going to measure down to the bottom of my fretboard, and I've got 14mm. So I need to take 14mm off the bottom of this one, all right? And I'll show you how I'm going to do that. It's not got to be angled or anything. It's just going to be straight. So it's pretty simple, to be fair. I might end up cutting a little bit less than that. There's plenty of scope with that Floyd. Lower is better because I want everything sunk in, and we can always lower our Floyd into the body. This is custom. You do whatever the fuck you want. I like them when they're sunk right in. You've got the full route and all that sort of stuff. So I've marked 14mm on there. All right, that's me mark. I want to cut that off with a chop saw now, and I'm going to do that a certain way, and I'll show you how. I've got a nice simple bit of ply. Very las simple as, all right? This bit of ply I've cut on the chop saw, and it's pretty much square, all right? So all I'm going to do is I'm going to stick this down with a bit of tape and glue. Technical, I know, all right? But just bear with me. Lots of pressure. I want this stuck down very well. It's exciting, isn't it? Eye contact. Ooh. Bit of did I find a bit of sexy music there? Fuck knows. I might have been in a rush when I was editing it, but if I didn't, I hope it got you over the line. Right, now I can clamp this on the chop saw and cut this without having to panic about it fucking whizzing across the room. Ask me how I fucking know. Someone said, is he called Dave or Div? Couldn't tell with my accent. Right, that's fairly solid there. Lovely jubbly. Obviously, if we're not careful, it's going to whiz all over the room. But what that means now is that I can cut that, chop down through. Doesn't matter how far we come up this way because we're going to carve the neck after. But I can chop that, go on through, and get that so it's going to sit in my neck pocket how I want. Spectacles and ears. My tinnitus is so bad these days. It normally comes and goes, but it is just come. Lovely. So now we've basically got that. That's going to be where my neck pocket is. You can sit that down in there. Lovely. My fretboard is just above, and that is absolutely spanking. Yeah! So that is fine there. Now we need to mark out this neck pocket, and I'm going to do that with a cheeky bit of MDF, a bit of fucking spare crap. 1, 2. Going to measure that one. I'm going to come in 15 mil. Fuck it. Let's go 15 mil. Pick a number out of your bum, and that'll do you. All right. That one there, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter a fuck. And then that one there is kind of on the angle in it. So let's put him about there. Happy with that? You happy with that? Doesn't matter. You're not mass producing guitars. Where those O's go don't have to be the same every time you make a guitar. And in fact, they won't be, because you'll have different neck pockets. If you like me, the excitement is making something different every time. That's a stressful way of living, but it just gets me going, all right? Once I've done this guitar, I want to build something completely different. We've got fabric Rev Stars coming up. We've got barrel top resin, double cut Les Pauls. There's all sorts going on. But whatever you build, you're going to need the maple parts tray. Oh, these are lovely in there. Look, a little bit daintier than the other ones. The other ones are a bit cumbersome, but yeah, very nice. If you look at that on eBay and you think, fuck me, that's expensive, I make about £9.50 out of that. That's it. They're so expensive, and man hours. I needed to get them made in China. China. I'm unsubscribing if you get it made in China. Good, you mung piece. Right, 2 mil drill bit. 2 mil. It's got to be 2 mil. Not 2.5, 2. Well, I'm going to stick that one on there. This is where it helps if it's a little bit tight. I'm going to make sure my neck pocket is where I want it, and I'm going to transfer these O's. Now I'm looking at that one. He's a bit close for comfort for me. That's an error, isn't it? Not too late though, is it? So I'm just going to pull that one over. I like the way he makes deliberate mistakes, so we can all see what's going on. That's a little simple one you can rectify. As long as you only go a couple of mil, don't matter a fuck, because you're going to drill it out now. Right, next part we're going to do with that is drill out the ferrules on the back side. Oh, what ones are we using? Give them a quick measure. 14 mil. All of this can be done on a pillar drill or with some other sort of apparatus. It's not really needed. What you can do, if you want to be cheeky, I want to go down almost the full depth of this. So I'll just put a little red line there that I can see as it's whizzing round. Now it looks a bit slapdash, but I have done this fucking hundreds of times. Lovely, about 1 mil below the surface. Absolutely pucker. 6 mil is M6, isn't it? So I'm going to go through with 6.5 mil because you might need a little bit more room, bit of wiggle. You can go 7 if you want. It will not matter. Now the important thing is I'm going to line up in that 2 mil O. I'm going to spin the drill backwards and it's going to score a line. See that? And that's going to stop it from tearing out. And I'm going to go some of the way. Backwards, forwards. Make sure your drill bits aren't shit. Same on the back. And you got some holes. Now if you want to be extra professional, we're just going to use a little countersink. Alright, 4 holes. It's not complicated. Alright Dave, you looking at that? 4 holes. Very neat and tidy, front to back. I always like to sign the neck pocket. There you go. Kia ora, motherfucker. I learnt that the other day. In the 90s, Kia ora was a shit orange cordial. It was disgusting. Over-advertised, full of sugar, tasted like shit. But apparently, in New Zealand, it means something like live life or alright mate, or it's got nice connotations. So I got that completely wrong all these years. Right, here comes our 9.5. You don't want to be going too deep with this one. You only got to go the depth of that one there. So I'll mark it just a smidgen longer, just a smidgen. And we'll just make sure we're not going to pop through the fretboard because we've all been there. Easy. Now these have got quite a convoluted top, so you're going to want a countersink or even better, Stepus drillus. Don't drop it on the body of fuckus though. I'll leave that in the edit. If you've got it right, you shouldn't have to glue anything. We'll pop one of these in. Now, people use the drill and all sorts to press these in. If your rows are level, this is, and you start it off as true as you can, it'll be fine. Limba's quite soft. That is absolutely pucker, look. Lovely. Now, Limba is very, very soft, all right? So they went in nice and easy. Sometimes if you screw it into maple, you get a lot of resistance and you think, oh, I'm in a bit of fucking trouble here. So just think about it, because you're putting big things towards the edge of your neck pocket, especially that one there on the edge. And yeah, I mean, see, that looks uneven, but it doesn't matter a fuck, because it's just kept me away from where I want to round this curve off. Now, most importantly, you can have a little look at this, Dave. When you start these off, do them by hand. Just get the screws started. If I could even get it in the fucking washer. Get your screws started, and it should be, I mean, because these inserts and everything, they're not perfect. You can visually see in there that everything's lining up, and it all looks pucker. But they cross thread, and if you cross thread one and you try and screw it in with that, and he goes in tight, that's a twat. Right, that one feels tight. Don't know why, so let's double check. Sometimes there's a bit of wood, bit of shit in there. Let's just make sure that they will screw in. And they will, that's fine. There was just a little bit of something in that thread. The tolerances on these insert threads are not great. They're not highly produced machine steel or anything like that. So occasionally it'll feel like it's a bit of a shit start in there, but it's not you. And you can also use, you don't have to use theirs because they don't sponsor anyone, but you can also use a bit of thread wax. Premium screw wax. There you go. Apparently it works on butt plugs. Bit of wax. Make sure all the dust is out and shit, because that'll just make things worse. One shitty screw. I'll leave that in the edit. We won't have any Hollywood bullshittery. Sometimes they feel a bit shit. Don't know why. And we are in. Neck attached. Look, everything there. Oh, fucking hell. Everything there, lovely. At that point, or when it's all done and when you're carved, we can get in and we can really sand all this and get it all bang on and flush. You can get that absolutely spanking. Nice! So I'll have a quick tidy up. That was simple, wasn't it? I think the next thing we'll do is get the Floyd rose routed in. I think that's interesting, isn't it? I'll carve the neck in the next episode when I do the body carves and all the scallopy scallops. I'm probably going to put a big one on the back of this and a nice big comfort carve, something nice aggressive. It's not a particularly heavy guitar. Right, I've got to be honest, I've had enough. That was a proper in-depth episode, isn't it? So enjoy it, soak it in, and I'll see you next week. Special wave. Richard's just getting ready for the kayaking session. Got the old knacker today. There she is. And we're away. Plymouth at its best. First sight of Drake's Island. We've got to go over to Drake's Island. Here we go, being chauffeur driven around the green buoy that she's obsessed with, and then over there to Drake's Island, the best bit of Plymouth history. Ahoy, you slags. Wonder if there's anywhere that's as nice as this in Denver, babes.
Oh yeah.
Think Chris will take me mountain biking. Better be an e-bike, Chris. I'm too old for that manual shit. Drake's Island, gentlemen. Home of the pirates. I just thought, babes, those boys in Denver, we better tell them, lads, this is the sea. Alright, you don't know what this is, you've probably never seen it before. But when our great people left the United Kingdom, the greatest of all the lands, at least it was 100 years ago, it's not now so much, it's run by morons. But they sailed across this salty water, you've probably never even tasted it. Don't laugh at Matt, it's not his fault. He's never been further than Denver, babes. I ain't going unless I can shoot it and eat it. Purple jellyfish, Matt. It's got more brains than Trevor, that thing. Here we are, the heavily defended rear of the island. Come on then, paddle. Mush.
I'm a guitar man. I'm a guitar man. Gonna make it play as best as I can.